Hello beautiful people, April Mack here. Just getting my camera angle right, sorry. Just feels a bit off today. How are you? Hope you're well. I am coming on to talk about the things that have been totally transforming my business in the last couple of months. I want to share with you the top 7 things that I've been doing that have, just changed the game for me and that are pretty simple to do. And they could change the game for you too if you're interested. So I've got my notebook because otherwise I would forget. The first thing I did that changed things enormously was I made my Facebook profile, my standard profile page, I made it public. And I'd never considered doing that before. Hello to anyone watching. If you're watching on a replay, hashtag replay, leave a comment so I know you were here. And say hi if you're watching and you're going to hang out. This is probably going to be about 10-15 minute post. And I'm going to go through all the things that have totally changed my business that you can do as well. So the first thing is I changed my profile page to public, and I went back through my feed and took out all the photos of my children and I made them private to me so that, people can't take those. And so basically what's happened since I did that is I'm becoming friends with a lot of people I don't know. They don't know me, I don't know them, but generally they are like-minded people because I check out their profile when they request to be friends with me, and they're people who I want to work with generally. So my numbers of friends has gone, through the roof. And that then means that the people who can find out what I'm doing and be exposed to is also going through the roof. And so now people are watching my lives who would never have found me any other way. So by making my personal page public and then posting on that page more things that are related to my business rather than my really personal life, that is showing people who I am, because I'm really intrinsically linked to my business. My business is, a big part of what I do. So I use both my business page and my personal profile page to talk about what I do. I don't sell from my personal page because that's not allowed, for one thing, and that's not what I want to do. But I don't. But I do talk about my business on my personal page. And, I share the things that I'm excited about and the clients that I'm working with, that sort of thing, so that people get a real flavour. So those who then start to get to know me there, they might think, oh, I wonder what she does on her business page, and then flip across to there and have a look at these kind of lives, that sort of thing, and get to know me better that way. So basically my reach is growing through just that one easy, simple step. But I do recommend, if you're going to consider doing that you think about what pictures are on there that suddenly the public is going to have access to, and whether or not you want them on there or not. So that's something to consider. And you are going to get people who are slightly dodgy, potentially, contacting you and friending you. So you just got to be able to manage that. But remember that you can block and ban anyone if you don't think they're quite right. And you do also need to just check that the people who are friending you are real people. So you just have a quick look through their feed and see if they've been posting genuine posts. So it's pretty simple to do. And of course, if you get someone who's a little bit dodgy, you can just block them. Hey to people watching. Hey. Nice to see you. So that's the first thing I've done, and that has really dramatically changed the reach that I get. The second thing I've done was get very, very clear on what it is I offer and who I'm here to serve. Now, I'm not talking about going through the whole avatar process, because that's a little bit, I used to do that, and now I don't prescribe that as much anymore. I think it's just really, for me, it was getting clear on, what is it I'm doing? So when I started out, I think I had a really broad span for my coaching. Like I was willing to coach anyone. And then I realized the more I worked with people who had their own businesses and entrepreneurs and helping them grow their businesses, that was where I just felt that was my sweet spot. That's what I love doing. I love working with people who are go-y kind of people who are actually going to implement what we talk about. And so I've become very clear about the kinds of people that I would like to work with. And so once I gained that clarity for myself, I was able to make sure my messaging and what I come on here and talk about really reflects that, and that I'm giving messages to the people who I'm really here to help. So just having that own personal clarity is really important. So if you don't have clarity, I would suggest really strongly that you get really clear about what you're doing and who you're serving, so that it's coming through in your messaging. Also get really clear about what you stand for and be prepared to talk about it and be open about it. Because that helps people really understand who you are and know whether you're for them or whether you're not, and that's what we want. We want people to go, oh yeah, she's definitely for me, or no, she's definitely not for me. So you're making it really clear, not kind of having people sitting on the fence. So yeah, once I got the clarity, then I started editing all my little blurbs. So, on Instagram, you've got a bio, and on Facebook, on your profile page and on your business page, you've got those little descriptions, and on your business page, you've got your about information. You need to keep tweaking that as you get clearer and clearer about what you're here to do. Keep tweaking those things until they really feel aligned with what it is you're doing. And you know what? They may not stay the same because you are probably growing and your messaging might change and you might change and you might do something different. So always be going back to those little descriptions of yourself and saying, do they accurately reflect what I now do? So I'm always tweaking them. And, you only have a certain number of words to play with, so you've got to be quite creative in how you use those. And it's useful to have a look at what other people say and get some, inspiration from other people you follow. Have a look at what they're saying and, see if that gives you some ideas. The third thing, so first thing, Facebook profile. Second thing, clarity. Third thing is really for me was making a decision to reveal the full April Mac, almost strip myself bare in front of you all. And I kind of I had a coming out video, which was really nerve-wracking, a coming out of my spirituality. And it was something I had considered in the past. Should I talk about my spirituality? Should I talk about, my connection to the divine and my beliefs? And I'd held back on it for so long, and I was running a course at the time called Authenticity. And suddenly, as I was running this course, I thought, you know what, I can't run this course if I am not being the walking, talking billboard for authenticity. So I decided that it was time to come out from behind the closet of, where I'd been hiding my spirituality and putting up the mask of, April's a professional and she does this and that. And I let it all out. And since I did that, it has changed the game for me, because what it's allowed me to do is attract the people who get that stuff and want to work with someone who feels that way and talks that way and is that way. And it's, pushed away the people who that's not for them. And therefore the people I'm actually working with, it's a much more authentic relationship, because we can talk about that stuff openly and no one's freaking out about it. So that was a huge change for me, and it's been such a blessing for me to do that. And I know some people who've watched my progress, because this has only been, several months for me doing all this. Some people have said, I want to say that, I want to come out about that, but I'm not ready. So, you've got to do it when you're ready. But I can't recommend it highly enough, in the sense that it's going to change everything for you, and you'll have to face stuff by doing it, but that's the personal growth work that we're also here to do. Those of us in business who want to make a difference in the world, we have to do our own personal growth in order to do that, because we're not just here selling a product and not caring about the result. We really care, and therefore we've got to do our own personal inner work to be able to do that. So for me, getting a coach has been another transformative tactic or strategy in my business. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. Clarity, authenticity. The next one is standing where the people can see you. So anyone who's been following my progress will know that I have been doing many more lives than I used to. I didn't used to do any, and now I'm doing it nearly every day, or as often as I can. I attend lots of networking events, and part of lots of networking groups. And I also, any chance I get to do public speaking, whether it's online or in person, I will take that opportunity and run with it. So standing where the people can see you and being very clear about what you're here to do and being authentic when you do it, those things combined is going to change the game, because, you know, standing where people can see you, you're going to have access to more people, and those who like what you do are going to come and buy your services, and those who don't will go away. But if you're not if you're not constantly out there talking about what you believe in, sharing your wisdom, sharing your gifts with the world, then people are going to miss out. So often we get in our own way and we don't do those things because it's hard or we're scared or whatever else. But for me, because I'm so driven to share my gifts with as many people as I possibly can, I just do it anyway. You know, sometimes I think, oh, will I go live today? Oh, that means I've got to, you know, get set up and, you know, put on some clothes instead of being in my pajamas, although probably I will do the odd live in PJs. But it's worth it. It's been totally worth it for me. And anytime I have those excuses going about why I can't do it, I then just quickly flick back to, okay, what am I doing? Who am I here to help? You know, and come back to the meaning of what it is I'm doing. And that just helps me just move through that resistance and just jump on. So if you're someone who's got resistance, then, you know, just think about the people who need to hear what you have to say and jump on and do it anyway. Next one is finding the right coach. I mentioned that just a moment ago. For me, that's been so transformative. I've always had coaches, on and off, not like the entire time I started my business, but I have had coaches, and I've probably up to now had the wrong coaches, which is, you know, why I'm doing what I'm doing now and why I'm so excited about it, because I've found the right coach, which many of you know, that's Carly Marie, and she is teaching me stuff that is just blowing my mind and is changing the way I do things in a way that feels totally aligned with who I am, and I don't feel sleazy and horrible about the things that I'm doing like I used to. So finding the right coach for you is really critical. And I've got people who I'm the right coach for, and then some people go to Carly, and then there's a whole range of other coaches out there. But certainly doing some coaching to help you get really clear and to give you some of the tools that you may not have in your belt is really, really useful. Can't recommend it highly enough. Going along with that, is considering joining a paid membership group. So I am in Carly's paid membership group. It's called the Mad Mastermind, and anyone who's ready to next level, I would highly recommend the Mad Mastermind to anyone thinking of, you know, working with Carly. If she's your flavor, then go for it. Joining, you know, free groups are fine and they're great for networking, but you're not going to get anywhere near as much the same level of support, commitment, and learning and growth that you will get in a paid membership. So in the Mad Mastermind, I feel like anytime I've got a question on something, say technical, I can't work out how to work out a PayPal button, or doing something on Facebook, I can go 24/7 into that group. There's over 100 people in there, and I can ask a question and someone will have the answer, and everyone will help work it out until my answer is solved, and then I can share that back into the group. So there's also that energy that the group contains. So I'm finding that for me, Mad Mastermind, the whatever everyone's doing is kind of rubbing off on me. Even if I don't attend all the trainings, I just feel part of something bigger than me, and I feel completely supported. So I highly recommend considering joining a paid membership program. You'll get the like-minded people, all of that stuff. And finally, the seventh tip that I had for you today is taking valiant action. So those of you who know me and have been listening to me, I talk about this a little bit, and it's also part of my paid membership program, which is DIVA, Divinely Inspired Valiant Action. Valiant action and taking it on a regular basis has changed the game for me. So what do I mean when I talk about that? I mean going outside your comfort zone, and doing something courageous for you, whatever that is. Everything's going to be at different levels for different people. But almost every day in my business, I think, what can I do that's just going to push it that little bit further today that's, courageous for me. Might just be getting on and doing a live, because, that's something I'm still, like, even though I love doing them, it still takes a bit of courage to get on here and bang on about various things. You think, oh, who's going to watch and who's going to listen? So that takes a little bit of valiant action. And when I talk about valiant action, I also mean I could put a little brackets in the middle of those two words saying imperfect. Take valiant, imperfect action. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait till you've mastered something before you act. So, for example, I have launched 4 brand new courses, a membership program, and offered 2 new one-on-one coaching packages, all in 3 months. I have created those things and offered them and talked about them on here over the last 3 months. So I'm always launching something new, and that requires valiant action, because I have to trust that, people are going to want what I'm offering, and I have to imperfectly put it together, because to do all of that in that time frame requires imperfect action. Nothing is perfect. However, by doing it, I'm getting my gifts out into the world much more regularly, and it's changing the game for me. In the past, I would spend 6 to 8 months just preparing for one offering, one of those things, and I've done 5 or 6, and they are imperfect, and it doesn't matter. The people who want what I have to offer come into my groups, and they know that it's not perfect, but they love it. They love what they get. And, even me being imperfect is actually a good role model, I believe, for them, because they're like, oh, well, she, half the time she's, her hair's not done, and, she's scrambling around with her notebook before she introduces the stuff. Like, it's not perfect, but we get the results, and we get the connection, and we get the friendships, and we get the networks, and it's amazing, and it's all imperfect, and that's exactly how it should be. It's taken me a long time to let go of doing things perfectly, and since I have, it's totally changed the game. So that is my little download for you on the 7 things that have totally changed the game. I've got more clients than I've ever had. I get new clients all the time. I'm getting people who are signing up to do my stuff who have never met me, never even spoken a word to me. They haven't gotten on the phone to check out that, I'm not some weirdo. They have paid and signed up, even though they don't know me from a bar of soap. And that is because I've done those 7 things that I have just talked about. So I would love to know if you just try one of those things and see how it goes, and let me know. I'd love to hear whether it works for you. And I'm just going to see if there's any comments, and just say a quick hello to anyone watching. Hello, Breenie, Alison, Annie, and Corney. So nice to see you. All right, well, that's it from me for today. Those of you who don't know, I am opening the doors to Diva, which is my monthly membership program. Divinely Inspired Valiant Action Takers. If you are one of those, please consider coming and joining my beautiful membership group. Open the doors on Thursday for the early birds, and we're going to have 2 weeks of spot coaching and really getting deep together, getting to know each other. And it's only $55 for the first month. So the first month's like a trial month where you get to test it out, see if you like it. If you don't like it, you can leave. If you love it, which I know you will, it's $111 per month after that. And it's just on a rolling basis, and you can leave at any time if it no longer serves you. But I've got a suspicion that many people will be staying in for the long game, because one of my superpowers is creating beautiful communities and groups who just adore one another and support each other. And that's what this Diva group is going to be. It's going to be amazing. So if you haven't heard about it, go to the link at the top of my page, click the Learn More button, and it will give you all the details of what it is and what's involved. And if you sign up in the next day or 2, you'll be part of the early bird group, where we go really deep together and get lots of really intimate one-on-one, not one-on-one, one to many, but it'll be a small many to begin with. So if you want to be part of that, then jump on board. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you online. Anyone who's around at 7 p.m. tonight, I'm running a masterclass online here about selling with SaaS. So I hope to see some of you at that. See you later. Have a great day. Bye for now.